welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a 6th grade advice video, and this is not really for middle school. It's basically just for 6th grade because I'm actually going into 7th grade this year. So if you want more advice videos or even more back to school videos, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And I don't know if you've noticed, but this is my first video in my back to school series, so I'm really excited to be making back to school videos. So let's just head and get started. So starting off with classes, you guys want to have your schedule in your book bag for the first 1 to 5 days, I guess. I'm gonna write my schedule on the first day of school, but that's just me. So you want to keep a schedule in your backpack with the room numbers and everything to help you find your classes on the first day of school. Also, while you're in your classes, I would really recommend participating because sometimes when I was in a boring class, I didn't participate, and the teacher is more likely to call on you if you're not participating, if you're just like sitting there like this. And that happened to me never in elementary school, but in middle school, they will call on you if you're not participating. So try to participate in your classes. Also, it is really, really important to stay organized. And I know sometimes I would not be organized and it just like screwed up my whole day. And another tip I have for that is every Sunday I would go through my book bag and I would just clear out all the stuff that I didn't need. And I would just like sort my notebooks and everything like that, and that really helps me. So just try to stay organized with your classes. Moving on to teachers, I would really strongly suggest creating relationships with your teachers. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to say names on YouTube, but I had this one teacher and he was literally like my best friend, and he was my science teacher, and I created a really strong relationship with him, and we would always like joke around and stuff like that. And if you create relationships with them and be nice to them, then they will help you later on when you're maybe struggling with their class, or they might even give you extra points. And the last tip I have about teachers is act like you care about their class. I had a little moment this year. I walked out of math class and I was talking to some girl and I was like, yeah, the class is really boring, because it was. And the teacher came up to me about 5 seconds later and was like, hey, did you hear somebody say something about my class? And I was like, yes, sir. And I had to like fully explain myself and say sorry. It was really bad. So just act like you care about the class and don't like badmouth about the class, because they will hear you. Now moving on to the friends part, this is kind of just like part of life, but I really strongly recommend it in 6th grade when you're trying to make friends and trying to fit in and that kind of stuff. So the first thing is, do not start drama. Please, just don't at all. People in my school need to watch this video because there's a lot of drama at my school, and if you start something, everybody will know it's you. And even if you say, oh, don't tell anybody, everything spreads around like this. So just don't start drama, because then people will make up rumors about you and stuff like that, and it's really bad. And the last tip I have about friends is to be energetic and fun. Nobody likes boring people, especially in middle school. It's not the best time of our lives. So just try to be like funny and energetic and just kind of go with the flow, I guess, and just have fun. Now I'm going to talk about boys, and I really don't have much to say about this, but just to be careful with them. In middle school, boys don't really know what they're doing, especially in 6th grade. It's like the first year in middle school, and so they don't really know what they're doing, so I would just be careful. I mean, I'm not saying like don't date them, because I dated in 6th grade, whatever you want to call that. So you just kind of be careful with them, I guess. That's all I really have to say. Oh my god, memories, hashtag memories. Moving on from boys, now I'm going to talk about gossip and drama. Everybody loves this section, right? So the first thing, you're going to be surprised at some of the things that happen in middle school. And the reason why I say this is because 6th graders are probably not used to it because it's their first year in middle school. So things are just going to surprise you, and you're probably like, what? Obviously, I know I'm going to have a project. I'm not really talking about like school-related stuff, like classes related. I'm talking about like people doing stuff with like relationships and dating and stuff. You're just going to be surprised at the things that happen, and you're just going to have to get used to them. I'm used to the weird things that happen in middle school, so yeah. So this includes people dating, drugs and other things that happen. The next tip that I have for you guys is to be yourself. And I had this girl at my school, I'm not going to name names, that she kind of like copied everybody, and I can understand that you want to be like that person or something, but people will notice if you copy people, so just try not to and just do whatever you want and be yourself. It's middle school, make the best of it, because it only happens for 3 years and it's not the best part of your life, but just try to make the best of it. And you don't want to have to look back and be like, oh yeah, I got this book bag because of her and this shirt because of her and blah 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 blah. Alright everybody, so that is it for my 6th grade advice video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to add it to your favorites and share it with your friends. And also, if you have any more questions about 6th grade, just leave them in the comments down below and I will be sure to answer them, because I love answering you guys' questions. So I will see you in my next video, which is probably going to be a middle school makeup tutorial. Bye.